This sweet little slow flow practice will help to liberate and free the spine of any stuck energy so that you can be brighter and lighter in life. So starting in a comfortable position, and you can go palms facing down onto the knees, and as soon as you start to settle via a fuller, deeper belly breath, you can then close the eyes and feel yourself arriving and settling. All of the sediment of the day softening down like a snow globe that's been shaken and then set down, and bringing that same sense of arriving and settling into your body and being. Feel this beautiful meandering snake-like spine that moves in to the body at the lower back and might curve back slightly at the back of the heart and then in through the neck. And we'll explore all sorts of movements to free the spine up. So let's actually start with some spinal flexion. You can cup the hands over the front shin if you're in a crossed legs position, and start to flow with the breath. So as you inhale, you move the chest forward and maybe lift the chin a little. And on the exhale, chin into the chest and rounding through the back. Inhale to open and lift. So Vinyasa yoga is really characterized by this synchronized movement and breath. But a lot of modern yoga, Vinyasa, I find, is a little too fast, kind of hyperventilating. So really this is about stopping and smelling the roses and really taking some time to enjoy the movements and slow the breath way down. And then you might also find right at the top of the inhalation, there's this little pause, and you can savor that like rays of the morning light on your body, and just savoring and soaking that up. And this can be done not only in this simple spinal flexion movement, but in all of the movements throughout the practice. So we have this inhale, maybe a little pause, and an exhale, and again a little pause. So then from here, let us come back to a neutral position and join the hands together in Namaste. And as you inhale, you can float the elbows up high, interlacing the fingers. And on the exhale, press the palms away, and now going into that rounded shape through the spine. Inhale to reach all the way up, stretching through from sit bones to thumb and index finger. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down onto the floor and leaning over to the right side. Inhale, back up through center, bring the palms to touch. And then exhaling over to the other side and leaning in. Inhale to lift up through the center, and exhaling to twist off to the right side, cupping the left hand over the right knee, and as you inhale, lift and twist. On the exhale, look over the shoulder and get that feeling of wringing out through the spine. One last time like this. Inhale, lengthen from sit bones to crown. Feel that elegant spine, and then exhale and twist. Keep the left hand where it is and inhale the right arm up into the air and into a twist here, a side bend here. And then crossing the arms all the way over and leaning in here as well. You might find that if you spin the palms out, so I've got them hooked over my knees and folding forward here. And even a little bit of rounding through the back so that you can get into this delicious side shoulder or back shoulder opening. You can then interlace the elbows, so Garuda arms, and inhale to lift the elbows high. As you exhale, go elbows to navel and into that same spinal flexion. In a massive arc, take the elbows forward and up. And this time over towards the left knee, and try and stretch into the side back ribs. Inhale to take the elbows in that arc, reaching up and then over to the other side. Inhale to lift and reach. And then exhaling to interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back and inhale to open through the heart space. Pause here, maybe releasing the hands down onto the floor and anchor down through the shins, maybe lifting the hips up and moving towards a back bend. If that's too much, you just stay with the hips on the floor in a cross-legged position and arching back, being careful to not throw the head back. Keep a bit of tone through the front of the throat so you're supporting yourself there. So then lower the hips down and let's release and bring the hands back around and into Namaste and pause. So taking a moment, feeling the touch of the palms on each other, feeling the thumbs on the breastbone. These little gaps, so precious. As you inhale, interlace the fingers, try and interlace the other index finger in front and float the elbows high. And exhale, press the palms away. See if you can get this feeling of hollowing out through the front body and drawing the shoulder blades around to the side of the body, the side seam of your shirt. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, slowly descend left hand down onto the floor and leaning in, making sure you're not propping up there, but bend the elbow and have this generous lengthening through the side body. And then inhaling, returning back up through center and over to the other side, dropping down through the left sit bone as you lengthen. And inhale to reach up. Then into the twist, so bring the left hand onto the floor behind you and right arm comes across the body. Use the hand behind you to create more length in this luscious, long inhalation. And then the exhale. So often we don't exhale completely and we're kind of rushing to the next thing. Modern day life rushes us forward. So we want to really be very mindful of following the exhale all the way to its end. You can take one last full breath here, lengthening on the inhale and twisting deeper as you exhale, deep wringing out. And then inhale to float the left arm up and reach it over into this side bend. If that's too much on the lower back, you could go hand onto the floor. And then crossing the arm over in front and again maybe flipping the palms out as you fold yourself forward and down. Allow the frontal lobe of the brain to cool as the head bows forward. And then you can entwine the arms and lift up to this Garuda arm position. Again, a massive arc, really reaching the elbows forward and up as you inhale and exhale down through the center, rounding through the spine, all movements of the spine to be able to lubricate and free the spine up. And then exhaling over to the left knee and rounding through the back a little. So you want to feel a stretch through this right side body. Inhaling to lift and exhaling, feeling the stretch now through the left side back body. And inhaling back up through center. Exhale to circle the arms around and interlace behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back as you inhale. Again, just feeling like you're in some beautiful situation, whatever that is for you, relaxing on the beach, in a bath or a spa or something, and just feel like you're leaning back and soaking all of that in. Take it in to its fullest, maybe lifting the hips up and going towards your little back bend there. But feel like every cell of your body is smiling and savoring this moment. So precious. And then release the hips down and circle the hands back into Namaste. And with eyes closed, once again, pause. Deliberate, conscious moments of stillness. Slowing everything down, your breath, your movement, and our mind is a reflection of our body as well. And it's a two-way street, but feel already as your body becomes more still and settled that the mind also follows. How wonderful, how wonderful. You can then rock forward onto the shins from hands and knees. Let's come into a few rounds of cat's breath. So as you inhale, you can send the heart forward and the sit bones to the sky. And as you exhale, press the palms away and round through the back, chin into the chest. Inhaling, again, finding those tiny little pauses. At the top of the inhale, pause and maybe milk the pose a little more. And as you exhale and round, again, that little pause and pressing through the hands, maybe tuck the tail and again, milk the pose for a tiny little bit more. Inhaling. So when we're rushing to kind of check our yoga practice off the list, the to-do list, and then we really might miss these tiny little gaps that open up into incredible spaciousness and peacefulness. So let's add in the right leg extending back now. So as you inhale, send the leg back and the heart forward. And on the exhale, knee into the chest and rounding. And again, inhale, extend and lengthen. And exhaling to empty out and follow that exhale all the way to its end. Inhale to expand. Then lifting up onto fingertips here, you can exhale and bring the right knee into the chest and step the foot forward. Help it forward if you need to. Let's get off the back knee, so straightening the back leg now. And melting the hips down. And we'll keep the left hand on the floor and inhale the right arm open to the sky. And then as you exhale, wrap this right arm under and hugging the right knee and even rounding through the back a little here. Inhale, remember that cat's breath opening and find almost like a bend, an arch through the spine. And exhaling and wrapping in and under. And last one, to inhale and open. And exhaling to wrap under. You can then lower the back knee down, take the hands to the floor, and rock back to stretch that right leg back behind you. Square the hips, bend the right knee, and if it feels appropriate for you, you can reach back and catch hold of the foot from the outside. Then stabilizing through your base, square the hips, and start to kick the foot back and the heart forward. And then see if you can get a little more. As you inhale, maybe lift the leg higher. As you exhale, potentially kicking the foot back further. And then release and extend, lengthen and get long. And exhaling, knee into the chest and curling into a little ball. Now elbow comes to the side waist as well. Inhale to lengthen and extend. And exhale to curl in. One last time, inhale. And exhaling. You can then plant the left hand down and step the foot forward to the hands again. So if you need to get off the back knee or maybe put some padding under the knee, you can. We'll come up towards a lunge position. So hands up onto the thigh and lifting through the chest. So you could have the back leg straight if you wanted to. So let's inhale to lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, get grounded, get settled again, like that snow dome that's come to stillness. Here, interlace the fingers, lift the elbows high, and as you exhale, press the palms away, rounding through the back a little. Inhale to reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale to interlace behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back and inhale to lift through the chest. And exhaling, release the hands down onto the earth. Rock back and come towards a child's pose, melting the hips back onto the heels, the forehead onto the earth. Make sure you're in a complete state of rest there. So you want the elbows down on the floor. Let the earth support you here. Relax deeply. Melt down. And again, give yourself permission to be still. So modern life has us rushing around, not completing tasks, rushing to the next. So we can be very deliberate about making sure we exhale completely, as well as just bringing these little pauses, tiny little gaps into our yoga practice, and feel the increase in mindfulness and body-mind connection. So let us return back to hands and knees now and take the second side. So from this neutral spine position, we'll take one round of the cat's breath. So inhale, send the sit bones high and the heart forward. Again, a little pause, maybe milk that position. And then exhale to press the palms away and tuck the tail and chin into the chest. Inhale to send the left leg back and open through the front of the body. And exhale, knee into the chest. So 3 times. Inhale. So don't feel like you need to just get this done, but rather slow flow is really savoring every part of the movement. It's stopping and smelling the roses, especially at the end of each movement as well. So from here, lift up onto fingertips and step the left foot forward to the hands. Tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg if you'd like to. You could also do this with the back knee on the floor. So now your left hand, you can inhale and open like a great wing to the side. And exhale, and even dropping the back knee or keep the leg straight as you wrap around and hug your left leg. Inhale to open and even arching back a little here, maybe lingering at the top. And exhaling, maybe lingering in this sweet embrace as well. No hurry. Inhale. And exhale. Now lowering the back knee down, replacing the hands to frame the front foot and stretching that left leg back behind you. Then bend the left knee and potentially you could reach to catch hold of the foot. This doesn't have to happen, but if it's available, go for it. As you hold here, you can still allow every single breath guide you, be a pointer to a slightly deeper pose. So how does the inhale inflate and open? How does the exhale suggest a deeper letting go or opening? And then release and stretching the arm forward. Inhale to expand. And exhale, elbow to knee and coiling in, rounding through the spine. Inhale, getting long through that contralateral reach through the body, and exhale to coil in. And remembering your little pauses as well, these tiny little pauses. Exhale to coil in. Replace the right hand down, stretch the left leg back, and once again stepping forward. Then taking the hands up onto the thigh. And just pausing here and reconfiguring your body to this new shape. You could straighten the back leg if you wanted to, or simply stay here. Let the inhale give you this sense of same elegance through the spine. And the exhale give you a deeper grounding. So again, that settling quality. Then let's take the hands into Namaste. Remember your other index finger interlaces in front as you inhale and float the elbows high. Exhale, reach forward, maybe even laying the belly on the thigh and rounding through the back a little. Inhale to reach to the sky. And exhale to interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. Taking an extra breath here to create more lift and opening. Exhale, sink down through your foundation. Inhale, rise up through the heart like it's a fountain, a geyser bursting through the earth. And then release and touch the hands down. Sitting back, either into child's pose or resting into Vajrasana. Sitting on the heels. You can close the eyes and once again connect to this incredible shift that happens when we move our body so mindfully. And when we move our body so perfectly with the breath, there's this synchronization, this feeling of everything coming online. Breath, body, mind. And then there's this overflow effect into the soothing through the emotional body and energetic body as well. Feel your spine. Once again, that meandering column as elegant and free. But now imagine it like a column of light, like a fluorescent tube of light. But maybe fluorescent light is a little bit too stark and bright. Maybe let it soften. Perhaps let it be golden or a softer glow that starts to emanate through every cell, your whole body smiling, your whole body emanating this soft, sweet glow. Namaste.